Here's the deal. You know top tier, right? Everyone's goal in War Thunder. But once you get there, sure it's fun, but you realize how repetitive it is. But how could we make top tier fun again? Well, picture this. Air strategic realistic, or something along those lines. A mix between realistic and simulator. Keeping the realistic controls, but taking the gameplay from sim. What does that mean? Bigger maps, longer battles up to several hours, respawns, re-entering the fight even though you left the match. But here's where it gets really interesting. New mechanics and new aircraft that would make the air battles feel truly alive. Imagine strategic bombers actually playing a role. We could finally see aircraft like the B-1 Lancer, B-52 Stratofortress, Tu-95 Bear, Tu-160 Blackjack, and maybe even the stealthy B-2 Spirit. These planes aren't in War Thunder for a reason. The current game modes just don't support them. But with a proper large-scale air war, they'd certainly fit in. And it doesn't stop there. What about reconnaissance and early warning aircraft? Planes like the GlobalEye S-106, E-3 Sentry A-50, and of course, the legendary SR-71 Blackbird. And let's not forget the U-2 spy plane. During the Cold War, recon planes played a crucial role. Right now, War Thunder completely ignores this entire category of aircraft. So how would they work? Simple. Instead of bombing, reconnaissance planes would take pictures of radar units, gather electronic and radio data, and identify strategic positions. Early warning planes, on the other hand, they'd be scouting enemy movements, feeding data to teammates instead of getting kills themselves. To be fair, this wouldn't be the most fun gameplay. But let's be real. If you want a realistic game, you need realistic parts. And as one of my TikTok viewers suggested, you can make the recon or early warning planes passive, so you could switch between your plane and the recon plane as you would with a drone in ground RB. And speaking of electronic warfare, imagine War Thunder introducing a whole new level of strategy. Planes like the EA-18 Growler and the EF-11 Raven would finally have a role. And aircraft like the Rafale, Eurofighter, and Gripen would get to show off their full potential. And the Gripen E would be a game changer in this mode. Now, let's talk about aerial refueling. With bigger maps, it would be essential. Imagine mid-air refueling with KC-135s or IL-78s, extending your mission time just like in real combat. And what if you got points for escorting heavy aircraft, flying in formation, or protecting vital assets? That would encourage players to actually use real-life tactics. And bases? We need new ones. STOL-capable aircraft like Swedish jets could finally take off from road bases exactly as they were designed to since the 40s. Planes like the F-104 and F-100 had unique takeoff methods. Why not add those? And let's not forget that VTOL planes and naval planes deserve their own dedicated bases and aircraft carriers. And for those of you thinking, well, we already had something like this before, you're right. Air-realistic enduring conflict was a thing. But let's be real, it was basically just sim mode with RB controls. And don't get me wrong, I want it back too. But I also want more. More aircraft, more mechanics, more variety in gameplay. So, what do you think? Would this be an alternative for a more immersive and realistic War Thunder experience? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you liked my little brainstorm video. If you did, please subscribe.